Hey, friends, this is John. Uh, yeah, believe it or not, I'm 78 years old and I'm getting ready to go to Disney World in December. I'll actually be arriving at Disney World on the day of my birthday, so I'll be 79. Now, what prompted this video is some of the comments that I had, and I'm going to address some of those comments, and you wouldn't believe what people would comment. I mean, I don't know where their heads are at, but that's fine. Uh, One guy says to me, "Why are you going to Disney at your age?" And another guy said, and I don't think this was malicious, he didn't mean anything harmful by it. He said, "John, you don't act, look, or even sound like you're 78." So let me address those issues now. Why I'm going to Disney. I want to share why I'm still traveling, exploring theme parks, and living my best life at 78, and how you can too, no matter what your age. So stick around and let's dive into this little adventure together. Again, my name is John, and welcome back to my channel in John's Universe. And I'll have an announcement toward the end of this video that I want to make about some of the comments that I received. And I think it'll be worthwhile, so stick around to the end. All right, now, first question is, why on earth would a 78-year-old pack up and head to Disney World? Now, here's the honest truth because I like to have fun. I crave new explorations and experiences and refuse to let a specific number like age define me. Again, I've had a couple of comments about why are you going to Disney at your age? Okay, Disney isn't just for kids, it's for the young at heart. If you're up to it, it's for anyone who wants to step into a place full of magic, laughter, great food, incredible stories, shows, and a few thrill rides. Now, I still go on most of the thrill rides. I go on all the roller coasters, despite what my kids tell me, "Dad, you don't want to go on that." Yeah, I do. I've been a roller coaster fan ever since I was a kid. There used to be up in New Jersey, it was called a theme park called Olympic Park, and they had a rickety old wooden roller coaster at the time. And I can remember as a kid, I went with a friend of mine, and his uncle worked there, and he had a whole bag of tickets that we can get on any ride for free. And I think we rode that roller coaster, I don't know, 15 to 20 times in a row. And I've been hooked on roller coasters ever since. Now, the only roller coaster I'm reluctant to get back onto is the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster. That's the one that hits 60 miles an hour in about 1 second and it goes upside down. And the last time I rode it, uh, my hearing aids were actually hanging off my ears. I had to scrunch up my shoulders like this to keep them from coming out of my ears. Luckily, the earplugs kept them in place and they didn't fall out. But I'd be reluctant to do that just because of that issue. Plus, it's very hard to get into. You have to step down and sink way down into it. And then, when you try to get out, you have to get out and, step up. And I have problems stepping up a pretty good distance like that. And I don't know if I can make it anymore. So that one, I'm a little bit reluctant to try again. Let's be real. At 78, I know time is more precious than ever. I don't want to be home staring at the same four walls when I could be out there making memories, taking photos, and proving that life after 70 can be just as whole and exciting. So whether you call it active aging, positive aging, or simply enjoying your golden years, I'm all for it. The other thing I want to address today is the other comment. John, you don't act, look, or sound like you're 78. And again, I take that as a compliment. Thank you. I appreciate that. But what does 78 actually look like? What does it sound like? I think we've all grown up with these stereotypes. Once you're past 70, you're supposed to slow down, act frail, and maybe spend your days just sitting quietly. Well, that's certainly not me. I'm not going to let that happen. I believe your mindset is everything. I try to keep my mind sharp, my body moving, and my sense of humor intact. Maybe that's why I don't fit people's idea of 78. And honestly, I don't want to ever act my age if it means giving up on fun, adventure, and curiosity. Now, if you're wondering, is it practical to go to a big theme park at like Disney at 78? Again, I'll be 79 when I get there this year. And the answer is absolutely yes, if you plan wisely. I look into mobility options at Disney. I used to rent a mobility scooter. Now I have my own, so I take that with me. Sometimes I'll bring my rollator with. Well, actually, I will bring my rollator with me. I don't bring it into parks with me. What I do is when I have to go to the restroom, I go into the restroom with the mobility scooter, go right up to the stall, get myself up, use my cane, and get myself into the stall and do my thing. And when you get on that mobility scooter at Disney, I can leave the room in the morning. I can go out for breakfast at one of their resorts, not even get out of the scooter if I don't have to. I ride their buses, their monorail. I ride the boats, the Skyliner, and I don't even have to get out of the scooter. It's very accommodating for people with mobility issues. So that's why I go. I'd love to travel overseas. There's places that I've never been. I've always wanted to go to Ireland, but at my age, I think it'd be too much of an encumbrance upon me and whoever else would go with me to accompany me. Plus, when I go to Disney, I drive down there. It's only 650 miles from where I live. I, get there, get out of the car, get onto my mobility scooter, check into the hotel, and then I'm free for the entire period of time that I'm there. And I have a great time. Sometimes I go off by myself. My kids, I wear them out, walking them to death. One year I had to rent a mobility scooter for my older son because he just couldn't keep up with me. He was tired by the end of the day. So I said, "Nah, I'm going to rent you a scooter, John." So it made it easier for him for the rest of the week. Again, you got to plan wisely. I book a hotel inside the parks on site. I don't want to go through that hassle of booking an Airbnb or someplace off the Disney properties because it's just too much of a hassle. It's more expensive to book at Disney. I understand that, but it's a trade off for me. So that's why I do it. And I pace myself. I don't try to cram every ride and show into a day, but sometimes that's not the truth. I do cram things in, but I'm not tired by the end of the day. I'm raring to go. Sometimes I wear my kids out and my grandson. However, that's what it is, and that's how I am. I roll with it, and it's not going to stop me now. That's part of being smart about aging, listening to your body, but still getting out there and living your life to the fullest. Disney has fantastic shows, restaurants, again, boat rides, and many other attractions that are perfect regardless of your age. And I don't let age stop me. I just keep rolling. I just keep going along like Old Man River. I just keep rolling along. Don't let your age limit you or hold you back. Whether you're 58, 78, and beyond, this is your life, not a dress rehearsal. You're not going to have a chance to, do it again. I meet so many people who say, when I retire, I'll travel. Maybe when the grandkids are older, we'll go to Disney. Or sadly, it's too late for me now. Because if you're healthy enough, make the memories now, because none of us is promised tomorrow. If you're dealing with health limitations, find ways to adapt. Use mobility aids. Rest often, but keep exploring. A joyful spirit is just as important as physical health. When I was renting scooters, I got to know the owner of the company, Gold Mobility Scooters, very well. His name was Vic. And he told me that most older people just rent the scooters just to drive around the parks every day. They don't go on any rides, they don't participate in any activities. And he said they just go there to follow along with their kids or grandchildren. But, I found out that Disney is very accommodating for people with mobility issues. I found out that you can drive up to most of the rides. You can, request that they stop the walkway so you don't possibly trip. When I go on the Tower of Terror, they take me through the back way, and I get right on. I bring the scooter right up to where I need to go. I get into the vehicle, and I'm off to go. When I go on to the Haunted Mansion, for instance, they'll take me in the back way. I'll bypass the queue, and I'll get in there, and right to the exit is a special exit that they bring you to, and they'll stop the walkway so you can walk right up to the car, or you can actually drive right up to the car and then just grab onto the car's handle and pull yourself in, and you're good to go. And when you're done, they'll bring it right to that point, and you get out of the car and you get back into your mobility scooter and you're off to go. Now, when I get there in December, what I do plan is to record a lot of my adventures, and I'll put it into a series of YouTube videos. And hopefully, you'll see what it really entails being at Disney when you're older. Uh, You'll have a great time. Believe me, you will. So that ends my little pep talk for today. Now, let me address some of these comments that I've gotten. There's one guy, and I just love this. Let me put it up on my easel so I can read it. And I've since deleted him because I think it was a negative post. He commented, "The senior center is filled with old people. Same for the YMCA. I avoid those places. Hate it when old people hit the supermarket. They move at the speed of molasses. They have to open up on special days just for old people. And why are you going to Disney? It's for kids." Well, I did some research, and I don't think this guy likes to have fun. And I didn't pull these phobias out of my hat. I looked at it on Google this morning, and the one for fear of fun or aversion to happiness is cheerophobia, Cherophobia. And the other one is the fear or hatred of old people, and that's called gerontophobia, Gerontophobia. And unfortunately, I think this guy has a little bit of both in him. So we're just going to discount what he had to say. So again, I've deleted him. I believe in the integrity of the channel, and I'm not going to let outsider trolls or people badmouth whatever I do. And if I don't like what they post, again, I'm just going to ban them. And I think it's for the protection of my subscribers. And that's the way I'm going to do it. Now, the other negative comment he put in, blah, blah, old people. He's just an old person. Yeah, I am an old person. If he's not interested, unsubscribe or don't even look at the damn channel. I could care less. So what I did was I blocked him from the channel too. So he's no longer going to be able to post anything on the channel, at least for people to see. Now, again, I've gotten numerous comments since my last video. My last video went viral. Well, actually, I had two videos that went viral. My most ever I got with a video that I considered that went viral had 1,700 views. The last one that I did had, or has, and it's still rising, over 52,000 views. And the next one that I did has almost a little over 4,000 views now. Now, considering what I started with, 40 or 50 or up to 100 views per video, I consider those viral. And my subscriber rate went up from 500 subscribers in early July to over, I think it's 3,400 subscribers right now. And my watch hours have gone up exponentially. I believe they're at 5,600 watch hours. And that's enough to get me monetized. So I'm just waiting for YouTube to do their thing, to saying, hey, now you got to apply for it. You got to fill out some online BS, and then they got to review it, and it could take up to a couple of weeks to a month before they officially tell you you're monetized. Now, again, getting back to the comments, I've gotten swamped with comments. And I love the comments. I love reading the comments. However, since I've gotten so many of them, it's really difficult to keep up and answer them. I've been answering them first thing in the morning when I get up and I see them on my phone. I've been answering them when I'm on the toilet, actually looking at my phone and answering some comments. And during the day, whenever I get a chance to get on the phone or the computer, I've been answering comments. And I believe that a response to a comment is important because the person who's leaving the comment is taking the time out of their day to comment. And I believe that they deserve the respect to have a comment from the creator coming back to them. I'll do my best to keep up with them, but there's no guarantee. Somebody had told me, once you get to that point where you have enough subscribers, it's going to be really difficult to keep up with the comments. Yeah, I think I'm at that point right now. What I may do, and I'm just going to, alert you in advance. I might just hit the thumbs up button, and it's not that I'm ignoring you and don't want to give you a lengthy comment, but it is what it is, and I'm trying my best. But it's going to be difficult to stay ahead of it. One other thing I wanted to talk about. This is kind of funny. If I could find where the hell I put it. Let me see. People that are grumpy, old people that are grumpy. And I'm getting back to this one comment about this one guy. Said the senior center is filled with old people. Uh, did you ever see, especially at a light, when you pull up to a older person, they look like they're sucking a golf ball through a straw? They had that frumpy look on them. Or what makes me laugh is that Miralax commercial where I guess you're constipated, and it's a fun take on you're grumpy. Maybe you should take a laxative. So maybe these people should take a laxative and get relaxed, and because they're probably full of it, and they need to do whatever they got to do to stop being not grumpy anymore. Now the last part, the thing that I wanted to talk about at the end of this video, I've had maybe a dozen or more people comment and say, hey, I'd like you to put up a course regarding teaching seniors. I guess they misinterpreted what I had said originally because I have a curriculum together and I plan to teach at a senior center starting in, I guess it's October, November, and December. I may have to alter that a little bit according to my schedule, but that's what the program director had requested that I do. She liked my idea. She wants me to put together a curriculum, which I did, and I'll bring it to her the next time I go over there, which is probably going to be next week or the week after. And then she'll review it and she'll put it up on the newsletter and schedule it in for that period of time. Now, from those requests or from those comments from the people who have subscribed to the channel and made comments, yes, I decided I am going to do a series of YouTube starter videos for older people. Now, if you go back to some of my older videos, those that I just put up when I first started, where I stumbled and mumbled and looked this way and looked this way and didn't look at the camera directly, I have some tips in there that I think would be helpful. I procrastinated starting my own channel. Believe me, I did, because I didn't think I had enough to say. I didn't think I had the right equipment. I didn't think I had the eloquence to put together, a useful, meaningful video. And I guess one of the first videos I did was something about procrastination, analysis, paralysis. And I'll find a link to a couple of, I guess, I think now my most meaningful videos and put it down under this description so you can hit the link and go to it. So before I leave you, the YouTube course that I plan on doing online, I can't call it YouTube for Dummies because that's copyrighted. I can't call it YouTube for older dummies because I think that's derogatory. But I would appreciate you trying to name what I'm trying to do. And send me comments. If you have a name, please, just put the name down and I'll look at all the names and I'll try to keep a running tabulation of maybe the top four. And then after a while, I'll put the top four up and say, hey, guys and girls, this is what I think are the top four. Please come up with a name. And I'll use that as my title for my YouTube for Seniors video course. Again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate you doing so. Uh, I don't know where the heck that little notifications bell is. It's down here somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is, but it's there somewhere. So if you hit that notifications bell, you'll be notified the next time I put up a video. And thanks again for being here with me today. I appreciate you listening, and I'll see you soon. Thanks again. Have a good night. Bye.